Welcome,
Never.
welcome, welcome to the TCAT 10-minute take. It is I, your host, Sheree Elster, and with me, as always, is my intrepid co-host, Don
Yes.
the Legend Chambers.
Yes.
And now I'm unblurred, so you see my mom's like
A lot of blue.
lovely
I like
sun. It's like a sunroom, and she likes lighthouses. And it's got that whole Carolina Beach vibe because that's where I am at the moment.
Is that Carolina blue on the wall?
No, it isn't. My sister picked out this like light turquoise.
Oh,
it's like a
turquoise.
tealish turquoise.
It's turquoise.
Yes, it's a light turquoise.
It's turquoise.
Not quite the Carolina blue. I had to get a new hat.
Wow.
I know these are like completely non sequiturs, but my
in
old
Carolina, you have to.
Well, my old Tar Heels hat was like literally years old. And so it was like completely unwearable anymore. Like I've worn it for that many years. So I had to finally break down and get a new one.
Good job.
Because it's been that many years since I graduated college.
Yeah, we won't say.
However many years ago that was, who can tell?
It's
I mean,
recent.
it literally could have been yesterday.
It's recent, exactly.
Like, who can tell? I can't tell.
Very recent.
You know what I can tell is about this movie that we're going to talk about that has so many layers upon layers of things that I find interesting in a weird and interesting way. And that movie is
Nope.
By
Jordan Peele.
Yes, but before we get started, is it a Jordan joint? Like, what does he call his movies? Like,
I don't know if he's gotten that far yet.
He doesn't have like a moniker for them yet.
Okay. But it'll get there. Oh, it's getting there.
He's got 3-peat, so we'll see what happens. But before we get started, make sure you click that subscribe button and you click that bell to get all the 10-minute takes as soon as they drop. Yes. Now I have reset the timer.
Timer.
And go.
Boom. Nope. By Jordan Peele, starring Daniel Kaluuya. Hopefully I'm doing his last name justice, and Keke Palmer. Listen, this is going to be a short review because it's when you see a good movie, you don't really have to say much. I went into this movie with high expectations, and I will say, for the most part, my expectations were met. The only way I will say they weren't is really nitpicky in terms of, I think I need to see this again to catch some things that I know I've missed. But when I watched it, and thankfully, I don't find his movies have needed a gimmick of a twist per se. Granted, Get Out, you could say had one, but I think the difference is, so far Peele's movies haven't been reliant upon them like Shyamalan seems to purposely have to have some out of the blue twist. It's his movies and Peele's movies thus far really rely on a horror type of vibe and sense to it, which they don't need to have it. Granted, you could say Get Out kind of had one, but he's shown with Us and now this, you don't have to have some crazy ass twist. You just need to have something that can really kind of.
Keanu?
I'm sorry? Oh,
did he direct Keanu?
Keanu, but I think Keanu was more of a he wanted to have fun with Keegan-Michael Key. And I love Keanu too. I thought it was funny.
It's so good.
I thought it was funny. When Meth Man in there, I thought it was funny. But Us and Nope, they fill you with a sense of, oof, there's some dread in there at what's going on. This one, it felt very short, compact. It like got to the point. It kept moving. I didn't find any lulls in there. And the whole time I'm watching, I was always filled with a sense of, oh shit, something's gonna happen. something like this dread, and then something would happen, and I'm like, oh, something else is about to happen. It kept going, and then right to the very end where it almost sort of had this abrupt stop to it. It kind of felt that way, but it was an abrupt stop, and then when it was done, I kind of let my breath out for a second, and I was like, holy crap. Um, this was a good movie. I thought this was a good movie. I know people when they saw the trailer, they're like, oh no, this is big misdirection. It's something else, something crazy. I won't say there's a big misdirection. Definitely in the movie, you understand much better what you're looking at, because
Yeah, the trailer
it was
had
definitely
some.
different than where I thought it was going to go.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, that's what we're dealing with, which made it even creepier.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, I thoroughly enjoyed every part. I really liked Kaluuya's character because he came off as that quiet, don't say much type of hero type guy. He's just thinking of a plan, and then he puts it into action. Everybody else is doing a lot of talking, going crazy, freaking out. But I liked his hero in this, in that he was just quiet, sat back, knew what he had to do, and then he did it. And
He's the quintessential American cowboy.
seriously, and I was I was about to get pissed off if at the end I was like, boy, if you killed this, if you killed my man OJ, you killed my man OJ.
Where would you put this on our scale?
Oh, this is oof. You see this. My wife went back and saw it in IMAX, and she said it was way better in IMAX. So if you can see this in IMAX, go back, see it in IMAX. This is soon as you can, and I think I need to see it again because it just, I feel like I just miss certain little things, especially with that show and that monkey frenzy there. Like
Gordy.
I kind of want to take that back in to really see what he's trying to say with that, how it plays in, to understand it a bit better. But man, this was a good movie.
Yeah, it was really good. I feel like, it got a lot of initial mixed feelings because, what am I trying to say? Like, Get Out is definitely a commentary on sort of race relations. And Us was more about maybe consumer culture and, the gaps of the haves and have-nots. And this initially doesn't seem to have much of a social commentary. It's more straightforward horror monster movie. But I mean, it really does in a way that it's not as broadly appealing as the other two. It's very specific to the film industry, I think. Because it really felt like it was more about that than the other movies. Like to me, I took from it, it's definitely got some levels of, dealing with nature and thinking you have a certain level of control as a human, and you never have control like that.
Part of it was, I sort of felt, though, in terms of the entertainment business, is kind of how it can chew you up a little bit and
absolutely.
Yeah.
Like Hollywood can chew you up, take advantage of you, and then because our insatiable need for spectacle. And so it's like this machine that just chews you up and shits you out and has no regard for you whatsoever. Like, that's definitely a level in there of the catering to the machine and the people who get left behind or chewed up and ruined. And then it's also about, when we taming these different animals and you think you have control. And maybe that's something to do with Hollywood too. Like, you feel like you're in control. And maybe this is just like a Jordan Peele dealings in Hollywood. Like, you have a certain level of control, but you really don't at the end of the day. Like, right. You can only do what you can do. and try to survive and make it to the next thing. But like you said, it's so funny because we got some property out in Agua Dulce, and we're gonna work on this alien thing, and it's such a great location. Like I'm super into it as a location, and I love the way this movie is shot. With having actors who have darker skin, and you know things are at night or things are like in the desert, and just the way that the lighting is not too much or too little. Like there's sometimes where you think it might be because David Kaluuya is very dark skinned at night, and like you don't see him, and he's wearing a hat, and so his face is in shadow, but you can kind of see his eyes, and then he like looks up at the sky, and like the moonlight's on his skin, and it's like beautiful. Like I can't even tell you how much I love watching this movie. Like content aside, watching this movie was so great. Like it's like I can definitely agree with your wife there on the IMAX, and I don't dole out IMAX willy-nilly now, not in this
economy.
But if you can, it is definitely worth the spectacle of it. It's worth a big screen ticket, like for sure. It's worth like a full price movie ticket. Because it is a really good movie. It's a well-constructed movie. It's a well-crafted movie. Keke Palmer acted her ass off.
Yeah.
I feel like she's getting her flowers after being in this business for 20 something years. Akeelah and the Bee, I see you. Like, I feel like, and it's funny, like people are trying to like say whatever they want to say about colorism. And I know, her clap back to that is like her performances, she's her own person, and she's an incomparable actress, and I don't disagree with that one bit. However, I do think she should be paid more. So how about that? She should be paid what she's worth, and not just, yes, she's working consistently and getting good roles and doing good work, so she should be paid accordingly, full stop. Daniel Kaluuya is really good. Steven Yeun, I love Steven Yeun. Like, let me tell you, when he got removed from The Walking Dead is when my heart got removed from The Walking Dead, and I was out. Like I was 100% out. After that, when they fake killed him, I was really upset.
Let me tell you.
And then when they for real killed him, I was out. I was done.
I have not gone back and watched that scene. I can't do it because it is just too much. It's just like
Glenn was a heart of that show, and I'm still mad about it this many years later. That just I can't even. So I love seeing him and stuff. Love seeing.
Oh yeah.
He's so good in like Sorry to Bother You. He was really good. Like I just love seeing him and stuff, and he's really good in this.
Yeah.
And his character is really kind of sad too. Like it almost reminds me of like a Judy Garland or gosh, why can't I think of like just or like Jackie Coogan or a
with kid actors
where you have a kid actor
that grows up,
who's chewed up by the system, grows up to be a party to that same system, and then it destroys them in the end, like because they thought they could tame it and get control of it, and they couldn't. Oof. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, his character definitely gave me the creeps, because I had a feeling I'm like, oh, there's something that's gone wrong with him now.
Right. Like,
yeah.
And he's just so complex with very little. Like he can do so much with so little, and I want to see him more. So,
oh yeah,
good on you. Like everybody who's in this, even a guy who was like the guy who worked at Fry's, and they shot it in my favorite Fry's, which I think is closed now. It's the one in Burbank.
It closed years ago. Yeah,
I loved that Fry's.
I saw it, and immediately I said, "That's the Burbank Fry's."
That's the Burbank Fry's.
I'm like, wait,
because if you guys don't know, like, yeah, because if you guys don't know, like the Fry's Or
With
like
the
Trader,
spaceship up top.
they're like
Yeah.
Trader Joe's though. So like the different locations had different themes. And the one in Burbank was themed like a 1950s diner
Yep.
that was being attacked by space aliens. So you would go, it's like an electronics store, like Best Buy, but it was themed inside. So there would be like a military vehicle with like these mannequin military guys with guns shooting these aliens, and then there was like a big spaceship crashed in the middle of it, and it was like a night, the cash registers was like a 1950s diner
Yeah.
when you go to check out, and it was just such a great Fry's, and I was so glad that, you know, it's committed to film because it's gone now, and that's super sad.
And that guy, hold on, I'm gonna get his name. I'm not gonna screw his name up. Hold on.
The Fry's guy,
Brandon Perea, he absolutely nailed being a Fry's worker.
He's so good in it. Like I
attitude,
I was totally on board with
it's sort
him.
of like, oh, I'm dying.
And then
here.
the documentary director was appropriately just but self-absorbed in the filmmaking process in a way that those
the impossible shot.
Yes, like in a way that, like, it's the magic hour, like just in a self-absorbed way that that we know this guy. And so I don't know, man, if you're not in even tangentially a part of like filmmaking or the film industry, like some of this stuff is just crazy. But then if you are and you recognize these people and you know,
makes it even better.
It makes it even better. Like it was just,
it does
a lot of layers to this movie that at first it seems like a straightforward situation, but it had tons of layers and I was here for it.
Yeah, it's definitely not straightforward. But what's very straightforward, hitting that subscribe button, easy, it's right there. And after you do that, hit that notification bell. Doesn't get any simpler. Actually, yeah, it does. You know how? Go to tcadnetwork.com. It's all there for you. I can't make it any simpler unless we are literally at your house doing the show right for you, which is a possibility at some point. Maybe. Who knows?
VR, Oculus is a thing.
Thank you.
Oh, the metaverse, TCAD, who knows?
Sorry, Meta, we're here for you. Let's do this. Remember, subscribe, notification, tcadnetwork.com. Bookmark the page. You will always be in the know whenever we drop our takes. Now, this one, we're definitely in agreement. Nope. Absolutely. It's a yup from the both of us. So, to see what we do next time, you know what you got to do. Stick around, get notified, and then until next time, see ya.